Hey there, I want to share a fascinating book that Andy Feds wrote. He started it at 15 years old as a journal and continued on for another 15 years. I consider him a friend and ally to speak about HIV and AIDS. Before the book release, I had an interview with him on my channel. Check it out on the description below. So now here we go. So I'm going to start by reading the back of this book, Achieving the Dream by Any Means Necessary, with a little bit of resiliency and a lot of prayers and a ton of determination. Brandon Andy Feds Cox Sanford wanted to prove to the world and to himself that his journey would not be deterred by obstacles, from being born HIV positive to losing his mother to AIDS-related illnesses. Brandon Andy Feds Cox Sanford shares untold stories from his childhood to inspire readers to achieve their dreams. Now, if you're wondering how he got that stage name, Andy Feds, well, his signature trademark is his fedora, and short form for fedora is Feds. So he got that part, and then Andy is inspired by a mentor of his been throughout his life, and it was Andrew, but he shortened it to Andy. I've never been much of a reader, but this book allowed me to escape problems in my life, and it was actually really enjoyable. He was brought up in the hood of Chicago. He lived with his Nana, which is his grandmother, after his mother died when he was at the young age of 5. Before I had the interview with Andy, I asked him if there's anything he wanted me to leave off the table, which was he did not want to speak anything about his father, which I totally respected, and we didn't talk about that. But in his book, he did reveal quite a few things about him. A lot of it was neglect, really. He missed the most important milestones of his life. One comes to mind as his grad luncheon, and he sat there with his friends, and there was an empty chair where his father was supposed to be, and sadly he didn't show up at all, and he always had like lame excuses. It was kind of heartbreaking to me, really. He also shared that his dad had his priorities off, really, because instead of tending to his only child, he was more interested in seeing the ladies. I recently joined his book party online, and it was quite an experience, really. I felt welcomed, and I was able to ask freely. I had questions for him, for example, about what's the update about with his father. Do they have some sort of healthy relationship now or not? And he said in 2021, he revealed that his father came to him asking for money, which he didn't really have to give him. And he also shared that his father was upset how open he is about his HIV status, merely because he's afraid that his father people will think that he's HIV positive. And he stated every time where necessary is that his mother did not get HIV from his father, it was from a different partner. I asked many questions. Another one was from chapter 26, Live by the Pill and Die by the Pill. At this point of his life, he was in extreme depression, and he was thinking about suicide. And one of the ways he thought about doing this was taking all of his HIV meds at once. Another way would be what his mother did, was just not take the medication, hide the pills, and then succumb to AIDS illnesses. And that would be a horrific death. I would never choose that of a form of suicide. As you probably gathered, his father was no help, and he reached to others and as well as God. He believed that he would never get a challenge that he could not conquer, and just to learn and grow from them. You can feel the pain as he wrote, but also there was many highlights of his life, and it made me smile and even laugh, really. Now, I don't want to disclose all of the information on this book. It just takes him from really when he was born all the way up until about, I think, his early 20s. He went to Columbia University, and he had at the end of this book, there was a class starting up for comedians, and he did acting, he did singing. Alicia Keys is his favorite musician, and she inspired him to play piano. One of the things that I thought he was on America's Got Talent, but he did try out twice. The second time, he actually was going to make it through to go on, but he missed the call, and he tried calling back, and he just kept going to voicemail, and he never contacted it again. So he gave up that dream. Imagine if he made it all the way to the end and won $1 million. That would change his life forever. He would get out of the hood, he could help his Nana and his family. But unfortunately, that never happened. Another thing he shared is, which many of us feel being HIV positive, is being rejected by a possible sexual partner. He claims like usually we stay single for a long time, if not forever. Unfortunately, I discovered recently that he is going through a divorce, and that is a difficult time for him, trying to find a new place to live and the whole bit, all the money, separate and all that stuff. So here's a takeaway from this book, and I quote, "Life is too short not to survive for the best things in it. We as humans make mistakes, but we need to leave those mistakes in the past. The past is written, but the present and future lie undone. The future is waiting for all of us, my friends." Thank you, Andy Feds, for sharing your life with us. You truly inspired me, and I'm sure countless others. Now, I bought this book off of Amazon US. I couldn't find it on the Canadian site, so you may just have to go to the US site, Amazon. It's a reasonable price of $20, so I mean, pick it up. It is an interesting read, and it'll inspire you. It'll take you on an emotional journey, really. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for taking the time to join me. Please remember to like and subscribe and tap that notification bell to be notified if you haven't already. For now, Michael K here. Take care, everyone.